Okay, so for my research project, I explored how machine learning could be used for calculus and for helping mathematicians in the field. So why did I do this? Imagine you're doing a homework problem such as the integral from 0 to 1 of x e to the x dx. When you're doing this problem, you might find yourself using Wolfram Alpha or similar software to help you solve it. And while these softwares can input a one-sided equation like this and return a numerical answer, this really isn't helpful for mathematicians in the field who are looking for how to solve the problem and trying to develop formulas that can be more general than just one problem. For example, here, the formula of integration by parts being used here can be used not only to solve this particular integral, but many integrals like it. There are really few softwares that can help verify and expand upon the works of these mathematicians developing methods and formulas like these, and the few that can are often notably expensive. So let's take a look at some existing softwares in the field and their ability to verify integral equations and transformations as those that are often used by mathematicians developing new integral proofs. So Mathway, on the one hand, can only take in a one-sided equation, and giving it a two-sided equation will confuse it and it will only solve the left side. This isn't very useful considering that almost all integral proofs are based on equating two different equations to each other and finding out that they are indeed correct and equal to each other. Next, let's take a look at Wolfram Alpha. Wolfram Alpha is actually able to do this, but it is limited to basic calculations apart from an expensive paid version. Next, let's take a look at ChatGPT. ChatGPT technically isn't a math software, but it is a language processing model and it can understand a request to verify the validity of an integral equation. However, it is unable to understand math really, so it'll almost always give an incorrect answer as to the validity of an integral equation. So for the data set, the integrals that were used were converted into LaTeX form to be stored in each data set. The data sets used were created using several different methods because no existing data sets could be found. The first dataset used ChatGPT to generate 25 correct and then 25 incorrect integral equalities, though this method was flawed due to ChatGPT being unable to generate correct equalities. The next dataset used ChatGPT to generate a list of functions, which I then manually integrated and applied transformations to. The third dataset used ChatGPT to generate integrals equal to 1, which I then equated to each other. The fourth dataset used a method similar to the second one, but with simpler integral transformations. So here are the four models that were tested to see how well they would do at this problem. Logistic regression, k nearest neighbors with k being equal to 5, a multi-layer perceptron with one hidden layer with 5 neurons, and then a convolutional neural network with a Keras tuner being used to optimize its accuracy. These are the results of the project. The logistic regression and k-nearest neighbors models were only able to achieve 40 to 50% accuracy, while the multi-layer perceptron and convolutional neural network were able to do much better at over 50%. The average accuracies of the dataset were highest for the second and fourth dataset, and lowest for the third. So most of the classifiers used here could only obtain accuracy slightly better than a coin toss, and some actually did considerably worse, such as the KNN and logistic regression models. Thus, the approach here may provide a good foundation, but there is considerable room for improvement before it can become a reliable tool for mathematicians in the field.